What's up, carnivores? Zach here with American Smoke, and today we're doing our first cook on our brand new 700 series Z grill. Today we're cooking a couple spatchcocked chickens, which just means that we cut the spine out of the chickens, we flattened them out a little bit, then we dried them off with some paper towels and did a dill pickle brine. Just a short little brine, more of a marinade than a brine, I guess, but we soaked them for about 30 or 40 minutes in that pickle juice. Then we just dried that up just a little bit so that it didn't wash our seasoning off. So while that's soaking in, we're gonna go ahead and finish the prep work. If you've watched my last couple videos, we assembled this thing and then we did the burn off and seasoning. So the last thing to do at this point is to get our heat deflector plate covered in foil for easy cleanup at our next cook. Let's go ahead and get that out of there and get it covered in foil. Now, as you can see, the seasoning process that we did on this thing with a little bit of cooking oil and then cooking it on, put a nice patina on. So if anything does make it through our foil, it's gonna be easier to clean up afterwards. And it's also gonna extend the life of this thing just a little bit because it's gonna make it a little bit more rust resistant on the top side. Heavy duty aluminum foil. We've pulled off a length that's just a little bit longer than our deflector plate. That way we can wrap it around all sides. That looks good. Let's get it back into the chamber. Let's go ahead and fire the Z grill up. Let it start coming up to temp while we put the seasoning onto our chicken. Today we are running some Z grill cherry pellets for these spatchcock chickens. I think it's going to turn out really good. So the factory preset on these Z grills is 275. What you want to do is let it get to 275, heat up the chamber, sanitize things just a little bit, and then we're going to dial it down to our cooking temp. But for now, we're just waiting on that white smoke to appear and then clear out, and then we'll be shutting the door and letting it come up to temp. Let's go ahead and season up that chicken. So the Z grill's been running at 275 degrees for about 10 minutes now. What I've done is I've dialed it down to 225 degrees. For the method that I'm using on these chickens today, it's one of my favorite methods for chicken. We start at 225. Once the breasts get around 140, 145, we bump it up to about 350 to 400, and then we just get a much crispier, thinner bite on our chicken skin. It's one of my favorite methods for chicken. So let's go ahead and get this chicken into the smoker. Z grills come with meat probes. We're going to be probing these up. These are young chickens, and so they're going to cook pretty quick. We want to make sure that we don't miss anything. Run these through my little pokey hole here. I almost forgot. And so this is the reason you want your chamber hotter when you first start a cook, is so that you can afford to lose a little bit of heat while you're getting everything set up. It'll come back up to temp pretty quickly. Once these chickens hit 140 degrees, we're gonna ramp that temperature up to 400 degrees. Let them smoke, baby, let them get that heat, and it won't be long after that. Once they hit about 155, 160, we're gonna be pulling them out, letting them rest, and we're gonna see what the Z grill is all about. I can't wait. Okay, so we're officially at the point in the cook where the breasts are at over 140 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and crank up the temp to 400, and we're gonna be putting a little butter on the skin as well to help crisp them up a little bit. Let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, so we've got a little bit of unsalted butter here melted down. We're just going to drizzle it over the chicken skin. All right, that's all our butter. Let's get her shut down. So now it's just a matter of closely monitoring our breast temps. That way we don't get past 160 to 165. Really, you want to keep it closer to 160 in my opinion. Some people even go as low as 155. FDA regulations say 165, so that's what I'm gonna say that you do. But 160 is gonna produce a juicier breast, so we're gonna just keep a close eye on it. We'll see y'all in a bit. Okay, so that got us there pretty quickly. Man, these things are so good. Beautiful chickens. Okay, so all that's left now is just to let them rest a little bit. And then we're gonna cut into them, give them a taste, and I think we've had a very successful cook for our first cook on the Z Grill. Y'all stick around, we'll be cutting into these here in just a little bit. Well, that's about all I can take. Let's cut into one of these and see how we did, baby. These look just about perfect. Whole chickens, especially spatchcock chickens, are one of my favorite cooks. They always do so well, and they're just so good. Should have waited longer. Super hot. But y'all know how I do. But we nailed the breast. You know, this is no brine, no injection. Just extremely juicy. So hot, I can't even hold it. I need to put some gloves on, I guess, but I'm not gonna do it because that's just not how I roll, baby. But y'all can see that. That's what happens when you cook to temp, man. You get it right every time. You know it's a win when your cutting board is just full of juices. That's perfect. Okay, so y'all know the final step on one of these videos. It's to taste and see how we did. Absolutely excellent. The pickle brine, the barbecue seasoning, salt, pepper, the cherry pellets, smoked to perfection. Easy cook. Everything went super smooth. Super smooth. If the white meat's juicy, you know what you got with that dark meat. Full disclosure, I got hungry during this cook. What's surprising is how much that dill carried over. I love the flavor of dill and that dill pickle juice. Moistened, tenderized, and flavored this chicken, and it made it all the way through the cook. Carnivores, that's it for our first cook on the Z Grill. Like I said, everything went super smooth. I'm very pleased with the cook. No hiccups at all. The chicken turned out phenomenal. I hope you enjoyed this video, enjoyed this cook. I hope you learned a little something along the way. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. If you have any question about these Z Grills, let me know in the comment section. Don't forget they're running this crowd-funded program where you buy one grill and you've got a grill for 50 years, up to 10 grills, and if you don't use all of them before the Lord takes you, you can leave it to your children. Check out Z Grills. I'll leave links to them down below. Thanks so much for watching. Smoke on, and I'll see you guys in the next video.